So we talked about flaxseed a little earlier with your granola. And one thing I wanted to tell you about flaxseed, when you grind it up and you put your tablespoon or two on your cereal every morning, the people that eat the most alpha-linoleic acid, which is in flaxseed, have 1/2 the risk of fatal heart attack. So that's very significant. And another thing I wanted to mention about chia seeds is if you're traveling, chia seeds don't need to be ground, and they're still high in omega-3 fats. So take a bag of chia seeds along with you in your suitcase so you can have that when you're on a trip. I also want to mention how healthy nuts are for you. We said they're high in vitamin E, almonds, pecans, walnuts. These nuts, if you eat just a handful of nuts a day for at least 5 days a week, you reduce your risk for heart attack by 50%. And that study was done at Loma Linda University. So you want to make sure you get a handful of nuts every day. It doesn't have to be the same one. You can kind of mix it up.
Karen, if you happen to get out the door without eating a real breakfast, instead of grabbing that donut or grabbing that cup of coffee, grab a handful of these nuts and eat them in the car. I'm serious. This is going to really help you feel a lot better. A lot of patients have that restless leg syndrome where they get cramps, they just feel uneasy, and they have bone spurs, they have all kinds of things. So there's not enough magnesium in the diet. If you get this, you're going to have enough magnesium in your diet.
So don't forget your nuts and don't forget your seeds. Now we're going to do a real simple breakfast recipe, and this one you can do the night before, so when you get up in the morning it's all ready to eat, just like the granola we did last time. This is steel cut oats, and these oats are a little bit chewier than regular rolled oats that you buy in the store, and I really like them. And it takes about a cup of these oats, and if there's just a few of you in your home, you just put a cup of this in a crock pot, and then you add 3 cups of water to these oats, and then you just add a pinch of salt. I don't even always salt my oats, but my mom likes salt in it, so I add it for her. And then you put it in your crock pot and turn it on low when you go to bed at night. And when you wake up in the morning, you have this nice hot cereal ready to eat. And Sandra, if you'll just dish us up a bowl of the steel cut oats, we'll see what it looks like.
The benefit of the steel cut oats as opposed to the quick oats or even the old-fashioned oats is that it takes longer for that to digest and get into the bloodstream, so it keeps your blood sugars more stable throughout the day. So especially if you have diabetes or one of those 90% of people who have pre-diabetes and don't even know it, take advantage of steel cut oats. That can really help you a lot.
Oh yeah, and 1 cup of these oats, the cooked oats, is 7 grams of fiber. And then if you remember to add your flaxseed, ground flaxseed, you put about a tablespoon of that on there, and then you add your chia seeds, a tablespoon of the chia seeds. Oops, got a little carried away with that one. That's just more nutrition you get. And then you remember to add your berries, another 4 grams of fiber. If you want to add a banana, that's 2 grams of fiber. And if you want to have an apple, besides eating your bowl of oats, an apple is 4 grams of fiber. And there's also a bread. If you don't have time to make your own homemade bread, you can buy bread that has double the fiber, and there's actually 6 grams of fiber in 1 piece of this bread. And so you can have almost 20 grams of fiber just before you ever start your day and leave the house with your steel cut oats. Your nuts, a 1/4 cup of nuts gives you 3 grams of fiber. Have a piece of bread that's 6 grams of fiber, and it's going to take you over 20 grams of fiber just with this breakfast. So you've got half your quota met for the day. Another nut that's really important to get is Brazil nuts. When I was a little girl, I never ate Brazil nuts. I didn't like them. But when I found out how important those Brazil nuts are, they're very high in selenium. In fact, one study that was done found that men that ate just 3 Brazil nuts a day actually reduced their risk for prostate cancer by about 85% because of the selenium in the nuts. So I keep a good supply of all kinds of nuts in my house, and they're unsalted. You don't need that extra sodium. Dr. Youngberg, I know a lot of people worry about protein. Do you need?
Yeah, a lot of patients feel that unless they get their bacon and eggs and cheese omelet in the morning, they're not going to feel good. And a lot of people do need extra protein, but what's the healthiest way to do that? Number one, if they eat that bacon and eggs and cheese, they're going to have super high saturated fat. The liver is going to convert that into cholesterol. They're going to have a high cholesterol on top of that. They're going to have high oxidized cholesterol that we'll learn more about later. And they're not going to have any fiber at all. Okay, so this way you're getting fiber, you're getting lots of minerals, you're getting high protein and healthy fats. So there's no need to add meat or cheese or eggs into your diet at all when you're eating healthy the way you're showing us today.
So remember to eat your nuts, eat your seeds. You'll get the healthy fats, you'll get the good proteins, and we'll be back in just a minute.
Karen Houghton, host of the TV series Naturally Gourmet, has developed a wonderful cookbook from her years of experience preparing tasty and healthy meals from a plant-based diet. In her cookbook Naturally Gourmet, Karen features a wide variety of recipes, from baked breads to sumptuous soups, from excellent entrees to delightful desserts.
I'm Karen Houghton, and if you've been enjoying these programs, I want to tell you about our new website, www.naturallygourmet.com. At that website, we have available DVDs, full set of them from all these cooking shows. We also have available a cookbook called Naturally Gourmet with more recipes and more health information.
Order Naturally Gourmet today for only $24.99 plus shipping and handling at naturallygourmet.com or call 760-723-8082. That's 760-723-8082. Your adventure into healthy living is only a phone call away.